Are you struggling to cope with your breakup? Are you feeling overwhelmed with emotions, finding it really hard to let go of your ex and move on? Well, if so, here are my top tips for how to cope with any kind of breakup, separation, or divorce. Now, it's a widely known fact that a breakup or divorce is the second most traumatic life experience we go through after death of a loved one. So it is going to be a tough challenge for those of you who are going through it right now. So I wanted to do this video to give you some information to help you to cope better. Now, these techniques and strategies I'm going to share with you will enable you to get back in the driving seat of your life. It will help you to dial down those negative, controlling emotions so that we can make room for some positive, more upbeat and happy emotions to come through. Okay, so I'm going to give you my top tips. Okay, so number one, surround yourself with family and friends who care about you, who are going to give you that positive support, who are going to make you feel loved. You know, it's an interesting fact that I know I experienced, but also a lot of my client experienced, that when you go through a breakup or a divorce, sometimes you feel more loved after your breakup than you ever did during your relationship. Now, this is an interesting fact because your friends and family who really truly care and support you and care about you come out of the woodwork to help you and get you through this process. So quite often there's an outpouring of love and affection for you, which will really give you a boost. So I know it's really hard time to cope with, but actually the love that you've lost from your connection with your partner, you will actually find in a lot of cases you can get that back if you create a very good support team around you. So that would be my number one tip to focus on, to do straight away. So find those friends and family who are going to give you positive advice, constructive advice, and can really help you realize that you are loved by lots and lots of people. Okay, the other one is to take back your control over the situation. So don't feel that you have to answer to your ex. Don't feel that you have to reply straight away. Maybe there's emails coming through. Maybe there's legal letters and things like that coming through, which are causing you a lot of overwhelm. So what I want you to do is just take a deep breath and realize that it's up to you to respond when you feel ready, okay? So actually taking back your control and taking time to think things through, maybe talk them through with people before rushing into a response is really, really important. Another thing to remember is that it's okay to cry. In fact, it's really a part of the healing process, okay? And it's going to get you through. Now, obviously, if you're crying all the time, uncontrollably all the time, then that isn't good, and you need to ask for help. But actually, what most people will find, and you might be experiencing this right now, that it comes in waves of emotion. So sometimes you are really upset and you are crying and sobbing even. And other times you feel maybe angry or resentful, or other times you feel less tearful but more fearful or hurt. So these emotions come in waves, okay? So it's normal to feel these waves, but it is okay to cry. Crying isn't a negative thing. In fact, it's an important part of the grieving process. As you let go of that stress, it almost sort of lets go of some of those negative emotions for you so that you can cope a little bit better, which is why often people say you're having a good cry, let it all out, actually will give you a boost in a way that makes you feel a little bit stronger. So it's okay to cry. Please don't stuff that down or try to avoid that. Obviously, if you've got children, you don't want to be crying in front of them. If you can avoid it. But actually, the actual crying is a healthy thing, which helps you grieve the loss of a relationship that was really important to you. So it's natural. So please don't suppress it. It's part of that process that we have to go through, part of the healing process to come out the other side. I'm a big believer that actually moving your body will change how you feel. So I know that exercise may be the last thing that you feel like, but actually even just a brisk walk around the block will actually change your state. Because if you're sat feeling sad or curled up on the sofa, which I know there's something quite cathartic about that as well in a way, and I'm not saying never to do that. But actually, if you want to start taking control back, then do force yourself to get off the sofa and get out that front door and just go for a walk. Now, for those of you that like exercising, you know, obviously a brisk walk would be great. If you're somebody that enjoys swimming or doing something like that and you can do that, then obviously that is a great way to release some of those negative emotions. You know, and actually exercise, it strengthens your body, which actually strengthens your mind and will help you have a clearer mind, a fresher thought process to be stronger to make those decisions you have to make. Because it's ironic, unfortunately, at a time when we're going through so much upset, so much turmoil, quite often we're having to make life-changing decisions, especially if we're going through a divorce. Where are you going to live? What's going to happen to the house? When are you going to see the kids? How are you going to split up the belongings and the finances? How is all that going to work? So actually, if you can get some exercise and you can get out the house and get some fresh air, then that will really help. So at least try once a day for a minimum of 20 minutes. If you can do half an hour, even better. And if there is somewhere of natural beauty around you, then actually connecting with nature can give you a real boost as well. So I'd highly recommend that. Another point is to try and eat as healthily as possible. Now, you may not feel like eating at all, or you may be binge eating. Now, I don't know what it's for you, but actually trying to find a way where you at least get some healthy food into your body is really important. Maybe you buy juice, maybe, you ask a friend to cook you a meal, but make sure you're getting some nutrients, because even if you're eating a little bit, try and eat something that's healthy, that nourishes your body, because you will need it. And the last thing we want is for you to get sick at a time like this when you're going through so much pain and upset. We want to keep you as healthy as possible. So actually just making sure consciously that you're trying to eat as many healthy foods as you can, just to give your body that strength to get through. I'm not saying, I'm not saying no junk food or anything like that. What I'm saying is try and get a balance, because your body will need that more than ever at the moment. And the priority is to keep you fit and healthy. Okay, if you're still feeling really heartbroken, which I know is a really common thing at this stage in the process, and you can't let go of your ex, one of the things I strongly recommend is to take off the rose-tinted glasses and to actually see your ex for who they are, because no relationship is perfect. Okay, no relationship. There's going to be things with every relationship, whether it's romantic or not, that just grate a little bit or frustrate you. Okay, so what I want you to do, and this is part of the balancing act after a breakup, is to actually write a list of everything that you weren't happy with in the relationship. Okay, so a list of everything that you weren't happy with. So that could be, they left their clothes on the floor, to actually they weren't very kind. Whatever it is, put it down. Now, I know some of you are going to find that really easy, and there's going to be reams and reams and reams of notes. And when I do this exercise at my retreats, I often see that some people can write loads and loads, and other people really struggle because they didn't really see anything wrong with the relationship. And that's okay too. But I'm saying to you that there will be things that weren't quite right. Now, obviously, if someone has left you, it's completely out of the blue, you may have felt that it was a really good relationship. And maybe it was, but I'm sure there are things there, even though it's hard for you to do right now. Just try and force yourself to come up with some things, 4 or 5 at least on this list. And for some of you, it will be hundreds easily, I know. But 4 or 5 at least things that maybe weren't as good as they could have been. Because if we're realistic, nothing is perfect, and you may have tolerated things, you may have compromised, but let's get something down, because I want to shift your focus from it being this idyllic, romantic, amazing relationship to actually get a little bit more realistic. So that's one of the first steps for trying to shift that heartbreak that you're going through, which is totally normal, by the way, at the moment. Also, this is your chance to redesign your life just the way you want it, okay? Just the way you want it. So this is a chance now to get off that treadmill of the day routine of getting up and going to do the school run, or going to work, coming home, cooking dinner, going to bed. This is a chance for you to take a stock of what's great in your life and what is not so great. Okay, who do you want in your life and who do you want less of in your life? And to have almost like a detox of your life. Now, it's a change in your life because you're going through a breakup. So it's a great opportunity now to have a look at other things that you can do, other things that you can change to make your life better. Okay, this is your golden opportunity to redesign your life just the way you want it. So let's get going with that. Also, make a list of things that make you smile. Okay, things that you're grateful for, but also things that you can do now which you could never have done before. It's important to try and get your sparkle back, to have something to look forward to. So whether it's meeting up with a friend that you haven't seen so much, or maybe it's one of those friends that when you were married you didn't spend so much time with, but now you can. Maybe you want to go and have a bit of a giggle. Maybe you want to pamper yourself. Maybe you want to read a book you've been trying to read for ages. Maybe you want to paint your nails pink, or I don't know, something that just gets you going, a little bit of fun, makes you smile, because this is time to feed back to you and nurture you and look after you. Please know that there is help out there. There's lots of free advice out there. There's lots of books, like my books, Uncoupling or The Split. There's a lot of help out there. There's coaching with me and my breakup and divorce coach team. There are lots of resources to help you get through this, okay? And I know it feels tough right now, But this is a moment in your life that is a tough, challenging time, but this isn't how it's going to be forever. And actually, there are some skills and some techniques and some practical tips that you can use to help you navigate this, which will become life skills that if you master those, they can help you in all areas of your life. So please stay strong. I know this is a challenging time for you, but if you want more information, then do click on the links to take you through to get more information to support you, or to come through and do some coaching with me, or just to get more information that's going to help you put one foot in front of the other. You know, I'm here for you. There is a lot of things you can do to make you feel more empowered, to give you that empowerment to move forward. So stay strong, and I hope to see you soon. Mwah.